Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, we're talking president's speeches and Iran's sanctions that came with a Game of Thrones-inspired tweet. Plus, a newly approved opioid, a new Amazon Day option, and the most downloaded app that some of you have never heard of. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Monday, November 5th. You ready? Let's do this. Today, U.S. sanctions on Iran will be put back in place, the toughest sanctions yet on the country. Remember, the sanctions were lifted under the Iran nuclear deal back in 2015, but President Trump pulled the U.S. out of that deal, and today is the day a second round of sanctions are going back into effect. And it doesn't just mean the U.S. won't be buying oil from Iran. The U.S. also promises to punish other countries or businesses for buying oil from Iran, except for a handful that get exemptions. And to tease these new sanctions, the president tweeted about it on Friday and caused quite a stir. He tweeted a picture of himself with the words, "Sanctions are coming," seemingly inspired by Game of Thrones' use of winter is coming, although HBO said it did not approve. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo defended the president's tweet on Fox News yesterday, saying it was a warning that these sanctions will get Iran's government to change its behavior, to stop supporting militants in the Middle East and treat its own citizens with more respect. But some Middle East analysts are not so sure it'll work. And remember, some other countries like Germany and France are sticking with the Iran nuclear deal from 2015 and are not happy the U.S. left it. As of early this morning, Iran's president just said the country will keep selling its oil and break the U.S. sanctions. To be continued. Tomorrow, of course, is Election Day here in the U.S., so expect to see a final pitch from both parties today. Already, President Donald Trump and former President Barack Obama gave dueling speeches at rallies in critical states over the weekend. President Trump supported Republican candidates in Georgia and Tennessee yesterday. Former President Obama supported Democratic candidates in Indiana and then Illinois yesterday. Both accused each other of lies and warned voters of dire consequences if the other side gets more victories. But they laid out very different visions for the country. And don't forget, I'd love to hear why you're voting and answer questions about voting, because I'll be live with Rock the Vote on Facebook.com/Erica Mandy at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow on Election Day. So be sure to join the conversation. Well, there was another shooting in Florida, this one at a yoga studio in Tallahassee on Friday. 2 people were killed, one a student and one a faculty member, both from Florida State University. 5 others were hurt, but they should be okay, and the shooter killed himself. The AP reports at least one person fought back, giving time for at least some of the others to get away. Police say they're still investigating whether the shooter had any connection to that yoga studio or if there was a specific motive. But BuzzFeed News found several online videos showing he was misogynistic, and the New York Times cites records showing he had a history of harassing women. The FDA has approved a controversial new opioid, one that ABC News reports is about 1,000 times more powerful than morphine and 5 to 10 times more powerful than fentanyl, which has been illegally used and led to thousands of overdose deaths. This new drug is called Dysuvia. The FDA majority who voted to approve it says there are precautions in place. It's only available in hospitals and surgical centers and comes in single-dose pre-filled applicators, and that it's an important option for treating wounded soldiers on the battlefield as well. But critics, even within the FDA, are worried. They're concerned this will quickly be abused and make the opioid crisis in the U.S. even worse. Undefeated boxing legend Floyd Mayweather will leave retirement again for maybe MMA or maybe something else. Either way, the 41-year-old announced he'll take on 20-year-old undefeated kickboxer Tenshin Nasukawa on New Year's Eve in Tokyo. And CBS Sports says while Mayweather has teased mixed martial arts before, it's not clear if this will actually be his MMA debut. They haven't said whether it'll be boxing, kickboxing, MMA, or something else. A quick break now to thank our sponsor today, Babbel. Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in the world, and it's #1 for a reason. Babbel is not only an effective way to learn a new language, it's also really easy. The lessons fit right into your busy schedule. I know because you listen to this show, you like the short 10 minutes. Babbel has just 10 to 15-minute lessons available anytime, anywhere, and it's synced up across all your devices, desktop, smartphone, and tablet. So you can always pick it up right where you left off, when, where, and how you want to learn. What I like about Babbel is that you can choose real-life scenarios to learn from. So you'll learn how to chat with friends, order food, ask for directions, and more. There are no more excuses not to learn that language you have always wanted to know, or impress someone with your newfound knowledge, or prep for that upcoming international trip. Because Babbel is offering 50% off your first 3 months. Just go to Babbel.com and use the promo code NEWS. Again, that's Babbel.com, Babbel.com, and use the promo code NEWS, N-E-W-S, for half off your first 3 months. Now, back to the news. Amazon has said it'll make a decision about HQ2 by the end of this year, and some people expect the announcement later this month. That second headquarters is expected to bring 50,000 jobs and $5 billion in investments over nearly 2 decades. The Washington Post, which is owned by Amazon's founder, by the way, is citing sources who say Crystal City, Virginia is one of the top finalists right now, and that the company and government officials are in advanced talks. Crystal City is just south of Washington, D.C. The Wall Street Journal says New York City and Dallas are also still in the running, so stay tuned. Speaking of Amazon, it is testing or slowly rolling out Amazon Day. CNET says this isn't just one big day for everyone. Instead, it's the day of the week that you choose to have all of your packages delivered on. So if you pick Friday, for example, all of the stuff you buy during the week and choose Amazon Day at checkout for will then arrive on Friday. It's for Prime members who want to join this program. Amazon says it's more convenient for customers. It could also cut down on the number of boxes, which can be good for the environment. But let's be honest, it's likely better for Amazon as well, as it would cut down on their shipping costs. Can you guess the most downloaded app in the US in the month of September? I bet at least some of you have never even heard of this. TechCrunch says TikTok was the most downloaded app, with more new downloads than Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat. So what exactly is TikTok? It's a social platform popular with teenagers. It has short videos of people with catchy songs going on in the background. A China-based company called ByteDance merged its app, TikTok, with another popular app, Musical.ly, as a way to get into the US market. And it seems it's working. The winner at the box office over the weekend was Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie about Freddie Mercury and Queen. Variety reports Bohemian Rhapsody had the second best start for a music biopic, bringing in $50 million in North America. On Rotten Tomatoes, critics were not so thrilled with it, but audiences seem happy. More than 50,000 runners took part in the New York City Marathon yesterday, and CBS News showed us there was even a proposal at mile 16. NPR reports the men's winner is from Ethiopia and crossed the finish line in 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 59 seconds. The women's winner is from Kenya, and the New York Times says she became only the third person to win the race 4 times. This win was her second fastest at 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 48 seconds. Congratulations to everyone who ran the marathon. And that's it. Thanks so much for listening. And don't forget to change those clocks if you need to where you live. Daylight saving time ended and clocks fell back an hour yesterday. Of course, if you want to read more about any of the news stories we talked about in this episode, head on over to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning, so we'll chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.